Finally, I'm starting a tour for my own place after a good 10 months. Finally, I'm having this filmed, so welcome in. And you're very lucky because right outside it was snowing. I think you only get to see snow in Kyoto every once or twice a year, and if anything, this snow is going to be one of the coldest hitting the entire Japan this year. So here it is, the Doma earthen floor area, where you can see I'm parking the bicycles, anything for the outdoors I'm storing in this area. And right over here is the washitsu, tatami room. Actually, the doors are supposed to be all the same type, but because of some size differences, we had to use two different types for this area. And as you see, it is dark today, and it is pitch dark inside these rooms. So here we go. You see the tatami room with the LED light, but this is just something from the previous mansion, not mansion, but apartment room. I just used it because I didn't have the chance to buy something else. And the ceiling is not so tall. For example, even here is about 180, so all to the ceiling it's I think less than 200 centimeters. But we have the other type. Dim lights from the ceiling. That atmosphere is more traditional, but also a bit less bright, darker, so you can adjust the light like this. And then you can see this tokonoma is actually entirely from the second floor. It used to be from the second floor. Everything here you see, the beams here, the beams here, as well as the board over here, they are all reused from the tatami room on the second floor. As you can see, I haven't been able to make a good use of this area. It's all filled with toys and kind of just used as like a storage for now. But really it's supposed to be used as a guest room. Or you have somebody staying, family, friends. Technically the front part of the machiya is called the tokonoma. Sorry, not tokonoma, it's called misenoma. So mise means shop and ma is just space, so like a shop front or area for the guests. And these shoji windows we decided to add later on. It wasn't here in the first place because the windows out, they are entirely transparent, so from the outside people can see. In the daytime it's okay, but in the nighttime we don't want people to see through the windows, so in the end we added these. All the windows here, they are double paned windows, but they're wooden framed, so it looks good even from the outside and from the inside. And it's kind of used as like a display for our kids' toy at the moment. And in the beginning, we also wanted an air conditioning in the tatami room, but in the end, we gave up because there's just not enough space, and we feel because this room was small enough, we probably could get by without using one. And you can see right now, it's 9 degrees inside this room. Outside, I think it's like 2 or 3 degrees, so it's not too bad. And leaving the tatami room, now continuing on with the hallway, earthen floor. By the way, all the wall here, they're mud wall, tsuchikabe. They're repainted. It used to be a shikui plaster wall, the white wall. I think it looks fine before, but in the end we decided to use mud wall in this area. And of course, all the ceiling, everything here, they are kept original. Just some cleaning. And these wires, they're all left just because I thought it's good to keep them. They don't bother me, and they're part of the history of this house. And now this is another entrance going to the whole area where I usually keep the lights on, because having the light here, it gives light to the living room, to the tatami room, and to the hall here, so it's very convenient. And then we have this side entrance. This is also a koshi, tategu, fitting. It's very convenient to bring things from the outside to the kitchen or even to the garden. And because it's so cold now, we just keep some of our stuff outside here instead of the fridge. And you see my Christmas tree. It's here all year round. I don't have anywhere to keep it. And these tategu, old fittings, they are also part of this house in the beginning. I didn't want to throw them away, so I'm just keeping them for now. So right here is the toilet in the center. This used to be a storage. We wanted to keep it there just because we think it'll be good to have the living room, ourselves, have access to this toilet. And whoever guest or family, they want to use this toilet when they're staying, they can use with some privacy for both sides. Then you can see opening up, this brings us back to the tatami room. And then the other side of the hall is the living room. Voila. So before we go on to the living room, here is the toilet. It's one of the areas that I am not the most satisfied in the end, but it's all okay in the end. The wall here, I painted all of these actually. I wanted to have a part of the house at least to be something done by myself, so I decided to paint the wall, but I couldn't finish up with the ceiling, so those are all done by the professional. I wanted to make it look better, but maybe some other time. Just so you can see, this is the view from the toilet. And open it up. It looks like this. And here we are coming in the living room. This is the Koshi fittings that I really like. You can see part of it is added just because the size of these old Tategu fittings, they don't always fit the dimension of the new design of the house, but the carpenters did a great job. So in the end they could be open up like this and make the living room a lot more spacious. I only do this in the summer just because in the winter you'll be too cold to open up the entire fitting. So now I closed all of it. And because they're old fittings, there are gaps like this that I just temporarily taped them because the cold wind makes this living space very cold. So I'll have to, I'll take them away. I'll take the tape away when it's warmer. The fittings, they're not so expensive. Tategu, like these ones, if you get them online, polished, or even added these additional frames, it could cost maybe $500-600 USD. But from like an old local antique shop, you could get these for $100-200. But in the end, when you need some polishing and you need these added parts by the carpenter, I don't know if you could do it yourself, it's still going to end up, I don't know, at least $200-300 a piece for these. And then looking up, this is the great view of the tall open ceiling of the living room that I very much enjoy. This is the most characteristic part of this machiya, and you can see this balcony, indoor balcony or stage. It's built entirely new. I wanted to keep the old one, but the carpenter contractor said it's a bit fragile, so we decided to just keep the design, use the same design, but built entirely new in the second floor. And you can see because we have the top light window, even in a gloomy day like this, it's still fairly bright without any light. Currently, the only light coming in is from that whole area that I just came from. But if we wanted to turn on the lights here, it actually makes the living room very bright. You can see the lights are all installed under the new ceiling here, and what we have is the rail light like this, and also the same for the stairway going up to the second floor, and on the opposite side of the machiya over there. And we have a pendant light, a small pendant light coming down the kitchen. I don't know if you can see. It's not so bright, so I'm actually thinking to change to something brighter, but at the moment it's okay. And now we have the AC on, so inside the room, just with this one air conditioning, it's about, I think, 20 degrees Celsius. So even in one of the coldest day in Kyoto, I guess a strong air conditioning, even with so much space like this, it's warm enough. I mean, it's not warm enough that you can just wear a boxer and not wear anything else, but generally speaking, staying warm inside isn't too much of a problem. And here, the windows going outside the garden, you can see the wind is blowing. We had to use the double pane window because this is very important to keep warm, and the air conditioning, the outdoor unit is over there, which we actually wanted to keep on the other side. inside over there, but it was not designed properly, so it doesn't fit. It's not good to have. The outdoor unit have so little space for ventilation for the air coming out, so in the end that's not doable. We have to put the outdoor unit as a part of the garden. So you can see from the window here, it's not so visually appealing, but that's okay. And here is another view, the kitchen, the second floor, and the ceiling. One thing I really like about these lattice fittings is that it lets the light come in. Really nice shape. It's still a bit bright outside, but in the evening the smoke looks even more beautiful. That's a storage over there, by the way. And here is another fitting tateku that we actually bought online for about $500-600. It looks pretty good. And this one was cheaper, $100-200. And here is the washroom. I'm sorry to disappoint, but this is very modern. But with kids, we just want to keep things simple and easy to maintain. And by the way, always make sure you have these ventilation inside the bathroom for drying the clothes, actually even heating up this room. It's very useful, but we use so much in December, the electrical bill is crazy, so don't use too much. And this actually has a view of the garden outside. And again, it's not a great view because we haven't done anything to the garden yet. And over there, the sudare, the bamboo blinds. I think they're great, they're cheap, and good to keep privacy of the inside. And here is the side door, also double paned, going out to the garden. And as you can see, we have these wooden fence built finally. They look great, but the garden area is still empty because we have kids. I'm just thinking to have a turf and have the center be like a sand playing area, sandbox, so the kids can play. But in the summer, it's just going to be like an open space for a swimming pool. And the deck here, in Japanese, it's usually called nureen. So part of it is really supposed to be wet like this, although I don't want it to be. I hope it doesn't do so much damage to the deck long term. Now heading to the second floor, and just to let you know, to save some cost, the beams, for example, over here, they are all actual wooden beams installed. But area like this, the stairway, these are in a way fake. They are not beams, they are just placed here for visually because it looks good. And this style with the exposed beams, it's called shinkabe. And if you have the beams hidden and just show the wall, it's okabe. So technically speaking, all machiya they have the exposed beams, but I just wanted to revive this look, even with the plaster board behind. You can hear the sound that it's a board, not actual wall. So sounds a bit shallow, unfortunately. And going up to the second floor, again, these are beautiful stairway made by the carpenters, and the handrail, everything is made without using a nail. Everything is just by wood joinery, as well as the stage, the balcony over there. So going up the second floor, this is the view, and you can see the rail light, the beams. Sorry, I think I said beams, but these are pillars over there, and the beams. And this is also decorative, and this is also decorative. And then to the second floor, and just would like to say, ignore the gate. This is to prevent my kid from falling from this dangerous stairway. But this is a good example of a good mixture of new and old. This is entirely new, the beam, the pillar here, and this one is the original pillar beam that's combined. The color is slightly different, but I think they look good together, and in the future they will grow old together and be a part of the same machiya that it is now. And second floor, we also have all these old fittings for the entrance, and over here it is storage. And here we really want to have like maybe flower, some decoration, so we can see from the first floor, but no time for that now. Just a bunch of boxes that we haven't unpacked, and here just a quick view of how it looks like from the second floor. You would get a lot of dust on the beams here, but they don't fall down, so really it doesn't matter so much. Maybe we'll do a deep cleaning every 2-3 years or so. And it's really dark if you turn the light off. Pitch dark. And this is the middle room. There used to be only one room, which is on the side facing the road, but we decided to make additional room because we got 2 kids, and I actually work a lot of the time in this room for now. But because my oldest daughter, she's going to be in elementary school this coming spring, this will be her room, and I will be kicked out, and I will find another office in Kyoto City. And these are the exact old windows from the first floor facing the outside road that I decided to be used in between these 2 rooms. It looks very good at night, or actually any time, and maybe when my daughter gets older, she doesn't want this to be openable, but for now it's all good. And these are the windows going down. You can see the living room from there. I won't get into that. And with the light, this is what it looks like. Again, everything exposed here, they are just decorative, but to keep the insulation in between the walls and in between the roof tiles and these wooden boards, I think it really helps to keep the machiya warm, at least warmer than before. And you see everything, even here, is kept. The old electrical wirings, they all kept. And even these holes, I could ask them to fill it, but I just don't think it's necessary. They can just be the same the way it is now. So I didn't care so much. This is the Daikoku machiya, by the way, the most important pillar for this house. And one thing to note, actually you can see it has a huge crack here. This happened during summer, I think, when it was too hot. And again, because wood, they're not entirely dead, it expands and shrinks depending on the temperature. So I don't know, maybe it was too hot, so it caused this crack. And it doesn't bother me that much, so I'm just keeping that for now. And actually, even here, the window, the glasses here, it also had a small crack in the beginning that I didn't notice. I don't know if it existed from the beginning or not when I bought it, but anyway, it kind of expanded, so I just had to tape it for now. There were a few earthquakes last spring, right after we moved in. It was maybe 3 or 4 magnitude, kind of close to Kyoto. I don't know if that had to do with that. But even for the earthquake, it's not so bad inside the machiya. You can feel the shaking, of course, but maybe I'm just used to it. And now finally we're heading to the last room. This was my home office, by the way. This is the bedroom again. Just imagine over here, I don't want to show the bed and the sheets and everything, but this is like a zakone style. Zakone means fish laying around, so you can imagine what it would look like. I think we chose a very good light for this room. It's adjustable in the evening, and I think it looks good. It looks great. For the moment, we just have curtain for the second floor, and also the window is double paned. So in the evening, even at days like this, you could keep the AC off and sleep. But my wife, she gets mad when it gets too cold, and she complains that I turn off the AC. So it's half and half. I'm turning on half of the time, the other half it's off. And this is where the old tokonoma used to be, and they are now all moved to the first floor. So the second floor is now all flooring, and it's different from the first floor flooring, wood flooring. This is sakura, and they're lighter. I think they look warmer for like bedroom area, so that's why we chose different flooring for the first and second floor. And even for this room, because it doesn't face the outside, we added this small sky top light window to keep this room bright. So this is it. I'm very sorry again, this video took so long. I think more than 10 months since we moved inside this house. I just want to say thanks for everyone who watched the channel, the videos since the beginning. Even after doing so many videos in so many different occasions, I feel there are still so many information that I failed to share, or I would want to share, but I guess I'll just have to do it separately. Again, the 10 months, it has been great, very busy. We love this house in terms of the look, how comfortable it is inside the neighborhood, everything really. So there's basically zero complaints from myself, from the family. Again, I would hope the process to be a little bit smoother, because there were so many problems, especially towards the end of the renovation. But I would say at least 85 out of 100 is how much grade I will give to the entire project and this machiya. And very fortunate that I was able to find this place and decided to buy it and move here with the family. So probably from now I will not be able to talk too much about this house or show the inside, but still the channel is going to be about machiya, kominka, old traditional houses in Kyoto, even outside of Kyoto. So I hope anyone who has followed me since the beginning or anyone new who watched the videos recently, stay tuned for everything that's going to come up on this channel. りっちゃん、誰？